Hey, Laura J. Here for some naked truth in the tub time. And I was relaxing, decompressing, letting go some of my day through the Epsom salts that will wash away that which I no longer need. As I was responding to some messages on Telegram in the Wheel of Law group. And there was a message that I responded to asking you if I said there was an entity after me, would you question my sanity? And then I asked if you would tell me where to go look if I mentioned that to specify I was referring to a corporate entity. And then from there, I asked the question, are you aware of what it means to be in a mixed war, which is the true war that we're already in? And the question then came back, what is a mixed war? So I thought I'd be cheeky with only showing these cheeks and keeping me knees in front of me bees. I'd say they're C's, but that'd be a joke. I I'm just being silly. But hey, why not? In the scheme of things, if we can play around with the reality that we are dealing with, then we can actually start feeling and healing the truth. That a mixed war is where on one side it is private and the other is public. What that means is that when we try to put a corporate entity or a spiritual entity on notice, we're going after something that's not real and doesn't exist, which means our sanity absolutely can be questioned. You get my drift? Yeah, not wanting you to have to go through what I did when I reported the system was corrupt and the police were in on it, but there must be some good ones there, so take me to your leaders. For I am here to help bring peace to this world, and I discovered the modern day witch hunt legalized and normalized as the Mental Health Act. So the fact is that when we are still under the rule of Rome, that did not fall but only experienced a changing contract, y'all. What that means is the church stayed in the east and then the west became the corporatocratic side of the same beast. Devil being lived backwards. Religion being part of the ISAs, of ideological state apparatuses under the idea of Roman rule, which is still here if we actually recognize what we're dealing with. Going back to those offices, in the public sphere, which I refer to as Hiero's prism, for Hiero was a tyrant whose life was no better off than the peasants he oversaw, and then stuck the villain onto them who became the victims, so he could save them from the very ones that he had sent out to hurt the one asking for help. Sounds very familiar. It's the victim, bully, and rescuer dynamic that is called a drama triangle. And that is what thrives within Hiero's prism. If you actually look at what the structure of a hierarchy is, every level has people with higher keys to access doors the ones on their knees cannot see. So if we go to the hierarchy of creation, the creator of all created us, and then we created the public. First with governments to govern the mind through the ISAs of ideological state apparatuses, that then created RSAs of repressive state apparatuses that get their power from the ISAs of religion, culture, media, sports, all of the ways that we actually play within the ideology of the house we didn't realize we were under. And then corporations are at the bottom as the corpse or dead entities orating through us who actually accrue the karma for trusting the wrong sources. Course, in a different order of spelling, is source, might I point out, just as creative and reactive use the same letters, so do course and source. So, what does this mean except to say that an ideological state apparatus is ultimately formed around an idea? This is full of ideas you may not yet be familiar with, but I hope my cheeky rendition of the truth that you didn't see before you did is the idea. Dia being a god or the daughter of Zeus. For syncretism took what existed and then coined it so that the figurehead was able to tell a new tale and coin it. Do you see how the coining of ideas works in this realm?